sort this out. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Thanks for the follow. Thank you so much for hitting on the subscribe button. Thanks for the shares as well. Today I'm coming your way with a checklist for your wedding. So if you are planning on your wedding, immediately after being engaged, this is the procedure to follow to have a seamless and a stress-free wedding preparation. So let's get right into the video. So within the 10th to the 12th month after being engaged, make sure that you work out your budget for your wedding. You can't have a wedding without a budget. The budget will help you stick to the amount of money you set aside for the wedding. So make sure you set a budget for your wedding. After setting the budget, make sure you prioritize the things that are important to you. So if the venue is what you would want to invest much amount into, make sure you prioritize that. If your wedding dress is what your main budget would be for, make sure you do that. After setting the budget, make sure you choose your wedding date. Choosing your wedding date will help you get your vendors. Without the date, when you consult any vendor, the vendor cannot or would not be able to tell you whether he or she is available or not. So make sure you set your wedding date. After setting your wedding date, research and visit the venues you would love to use. So research about them, check out the venues on social media or any other platforms that you would want. Then after that, you select few ones you would love to visit. So probably you've checked out 10 venues, you liked 5 of them, you visit these venues. After that, you choose the type of wedding you would want to have. Whether you want to have a beach wedding, you want to have a destination wedding, you want to have an intimate wedding, make sure you choose the type of wedding you would want to have. Choosing the type would help you to choose a venue. So that's it. The next will be you start researching about the vendors you want to use. So photography, catering, makeup, stylist and everything. Research about them. Then you start putting up your wedding guest list. After that, you come up with a color theme for your wedding. Sure, you choose a color theme for your wedding. So these items are from the 10th to the 12th month after being engaged. Let's move to the 8th to the 9th month after being engaged. Within the 8th to the 9th month, you contact your stylist for all your dresses. So you would contact your stylist and you together with the stylist will come up with the type of dresses that you want to have, the types of corsets you would want to have if you want to have a corset dress. After that, you select your bridesmaids' dresses because you'll be sending it over to them for them to give it to their stylist. So make sure you start selecting the materials your bridesmaids will be using for their dresses. Then you, after diligently searching or researching about your vendors, you start hiring them one after the other. So in order of your priority, you start hiring them. So you start hiring your venue, start hiring your event planner, you start hiring the things that are of priority to you. Then after, you work on your stationery. So on your invitation cards, on your signage, on all the stationery you would love to use, you start working on it. That's getting closer to finalizing your guest list. So you start getting closer to finalizing your guest list. So within the 7th and the 8th month, again, you purchase your rings or you contact your ring vendor. If you would want them to make your ring for you, that's customizing your ring. You go for measurements, you go for the selection of the style and everything. So after that, you book your hotel rooms for your out-of-town guest. If there are people coming out of town, coming out of the region, coming out of the country, you make sure you book, whether it's apartments or hotels, you start booking for them, especially if your wedding is in a peak season. So the Novembers, the Decembers, the Januaries, make sure you contact these apartments or hotels for your guest. So if you are a Ghanaian or if you are in the diaspora and getting married in Ghana, make sure you book your accommodation for your out-of-town guest very early. It would really help you get good pricing and get good rooms. After booking your rooms, you start taking your photography for your backdrops and your save the dates. So you take your photographs for your backdrops that will be used for your engagement reception and your wedding reception, and also your save the date. That's the invitation that you will be sending out. Then you meet the caterer. After hiring her, you meet the caterer and schedule for a tasting. Most of the tasting is oftentimes paid for, except your caterer wants to organize it for free. If not, you have to keep a budget for your tasting. It would help you have a feel of what will be shared on your wedding day. So you schedule for a tasting with your caterer. So I'll see you again in part 2, where we will share from the 6th to the 7th month up until the night to your wedding. So kindly do hit on the subscribe button, do share to your friends, and also comment in the section what you would want me to be talking about, especially with regards to weddings and events. So I'll see you again in another video. Until then, please do subscribe.